My name is Diego Bonisatti, and I'm the Director of Legal Services at Michigan United, one of the members of the DNEC. This video is meant to give lawful permanent residents, LPRs for short, good general information that they need to know and assumes that the audience are lawful permanent residents. People in other statuses, for example, TPS or DACA or undocumented or people on student visas, should look elsewhere for further guidance, including at www.immigrationlawhelp.org. This is general information and sometimes general advice. This is not a substitute for individual legal advice, but hopefully it provides a guide and where to look for help. Most of the information provided is pretty much the same throughout the U.S., but for some issues, such as deportation priorities in a given district, you'll want to check with local providers about. A word about where to get information and advice, and the Department of Homeland Security. The Department of Homeland Security has created a useful welcome document called the M618 that we will have links to on our site. And this video covers some of the same ground as their M618, but not quite the same way. It's important to know that the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service, one of the many sub-departments in the Department of Homeland Security that receives and processes your applications for residence, citizenship, and interviews you and more, cannot give legal advice. Maybe they can tell you about a decent place to eat nearby, but they can't act as attorneys. They can't answer certain questions. They can answer other questions: procedure, cost, and turnaround times. Where do I file this form? How much does it cost to apply for naturalization? How long does this usually take? Those are questions they can answer. But if your question begins, should I do this or should I file that? That's not a question they can legally answer, as it creates a conflict of interest when personnel of the government gives legal advice to an individual. For that reason, we suggest that you start a question or consultation with one of the nonprofit organizations on our pamphlet or website. Or if you live outside Michigan, again, go to www.immigrationlawhelp.org, and that's a good place to start. We also want to inform lawful permanent residents about U.S. citizenship. Start preparing today.
As a lawful permanent resident, you can live and work in the United States, travel abroad, petition for your spouse and unmarried children, and seek U.S. citizenship. You also have responsibilities to pay and file taxes, respond to the census, and in addition, some males need to register for selective service, report address changes, as well as other laws and regulations that we all must abide by.